Hello and welcome to Dell Labs Instagram class. In this presentation, we're going to teach you how to fill your appointment calendar using Instagram. So in order to get there, first we need to go through basics like growing your audience, knowing how to target your followers, and how to get people to follow you back. So we'll just jump right in. You're going to want to make sure that you're following all of your patients and that they're following you back. So you can send out a newsletter or just try to gather that data from them. And then you can put on your business cards what your Instagram handle is. You can link to it on your website or from your Facebook. Or you can leave a lot of small businesses have little signs in their office when you walk in that says follow us on Instagram or Facebook. And it has their Instagram handles and their Facebook information there. So definitely would recommend doing that. And yeah, just making sure that you're following all of your patients and that they're following you back. That way you can begin to engage with your patients online and you can encourage them to engage with you back. This might look like commenting on some of their posts, liking their photos, and making sure that the comments that you're leaving are meaningful. And, asking questions in your own posts that warrant simple responses so that patients will feel more inclined to respond to you. And then you have this back and forth engagement. Business-to-business support is extremely important to small businesses and clinics. What you want to do is try to find other like-minded businesses. They might actually be in the exact same profession as you are. Maybe it's another acupuncture clinic, or maybe it's a business that complements yours, like a yoga studio. You can find these businesses just from knowing your local area, but you can also find them on Instagram by doing a location tag search, a hashtag search, or by searching through some mutual followers. You find your mutual followers by looking at some of your own followers first, and you go into their profile and you see who they're following, and you look for businesses that are similar to yours. And then therefore you probably have a lot of mutual followers. But there's a lot of benefits of reaching out to these other businesses because then you have the opportunity to open up a collaboration to collaborate on event meetups and discounted services and deals for your patients. And when you connect with this other business, what you're doing is you're basically doubling your audience pool because all of their audience becomes your audience and vice versa. So it's really, really important to offer business-to-business support. So in order to fill your calendar using only Instagram, first you need to grow your audience. There are a couple ways to do this. One way I would not recommend is buying followers. It may seem tempting to buy followers, but really all you're doing is you're boosting your numbers so that when someone else comes to your profile, they see that you have a lot of followers, which is misleading. And you're not actually getting any organic engagement. You're buying just empty followers. You're not going to increase your odds of anyone interacting with your account. So what you want to do is you want to gain organic followers. And this takes a while. It's not going to happen overnight, but it does work. So first, what you want to do is you want to target your audience. So if you own an acupuncture clinic, then you can start by searching hashtags that are similar to things that you've been posting. Like maybe you've been hashtagging acupuncture works or acupuncture lifestyle, and going through those hashtags and seeing who else is using those. Once you find a specific audience, you can start following and unfollowing to gain organic followers. Some recommendations on doing the follow-unfollow bit is to not immediately unfollow. What you can do is go through, and I think you can follow 100 to 150 people at a time. Otherwise, Instagram notices that something funny is going on and they erase all of the follows that you just did. So try to keep it, if you're doing this, try to follow people in 100 to 150 person increments. And after that, you can wait a couple of days before you do your unfollowing. And I would also, for this, suggest getting a third-party app. A lot of times there's free applications that tell you who followed you back or who unfollowed you. And so if you want to keep following the people who are following you back and you need a quick way to tell who's there, you can just install one of these free third-party apps and it will basically do all that work for you. Aside from following, unfollowing, you should be liking and commenting on other photos in your niche. So like if there is another acupuncture clinic or, a yoga studio or something that's sort of in your niche, then you want to go in and like and comment on those photos. Again, make sure that your comments are something meaningful so it doesn't look like you're just spamming through saying like cute or adorable, but that, your comment is actually pertaining to the actual photo. And then you'll get responses and you might get more people coming in and checking out your profile. You should also be following, when we talk target audience, you should follow people who are in your area. So you can search geotags. Those are the location tags. So, say we're in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I can search by location. I can search Minneapolis, Minnesota, who's in there, no matter what they're posting about. I can see all of those photos. So what you can do is you can find potential patients by using that location search and trying to find people who seem like they would be a good fit for you in your clinic. You're always going to want to also include a call to action in all of your posts because this further encourages your followers and patients to engage with you, which is just a really quick way to gain more followers. People want to be able to engage with the people that they're following on Instagram. And if you're showing that you're one of those profiles that offers that, then you're a fun follow for someone. So let's talk hashtags. First of all, you need to know what your reach is for your specific account. Assuming that you have a couple hundred to maybe just a couple thousand followers, general rule for hashtags is you want to find hashtags that have between 10,000 to 100,000 uses. So when you start to type in a hashtag, it'll auto-generate some suggestions, and you can see how many times each hashtag has been used. If it's been used under 10,000 times, then odds are it's not getting searched for that often, and you'll probably be ranked at the top of that page, but nobody's looking at that page, so what's the point, right? If you use anything that's over 100,000, and even 100,000 is sort of pushing it, but if you post anything that's over 100,000, your post is just going to get buried because so many people are using that hashtag and every day too. And so your post will never see the light of day, so it's just not even worth it. So some tricks for using your hashtags, just try to be specific and creative in the hashtags that you post, because odds are someone has thought of that hashtag already and it has kind of like that golden area of uses that you want. Maybe like 30K would be a really, really sweet spot. And then keep in mind that you have the opportunity to use 30 hashtags per post. So that's 30 opportunities to reach audiences using just one hashtag. You have 30 opportunities here on your post. You should always be using all of your hashtags. There's also benefits of geotagging. This is the location tag that we were talking about earlier. So if you tag, again, I'm in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and I tag that I'm there, other people in Minneapolis, Minnesota will do a geotag search and they'll see my posts. And if my content is good enough, they'll click on it and they'll want to see who I am or what I'm offering. You can also put hashtags in your bio. So there's a lot of important things that you should have in your bio, but it's good to have at least one hashtag in there so that your profile comes up when people are searching that hashtag. It'll be a bunch of posts and then there'll be a couple of profiles that show up, whoever's used that hashtag in their bio, and yours would be one of them. You also get about 10 hashtags in your story. We're going to talk stories a little bit later. And I definitely would not recommend using all 10 hashtags in your story because we don't want to be obnoxious, but it's good to know. So let's move on to location tags. A lot of people get confused by location tags or they don't think they're very important. I would never ever post anything without tagging my location. It's a great way to find local businesses and vice versa, for finding local patients and vice versa. And you can do this by just always tagging wherever you are. If you're at your own place of business and you wanted to kind of check yourself in there, tag yourself in that location, or if you're just in a specific neighborhood or in your city, you can just tag. You can tag really specific locations, or you can tag very broad locations. And it doesn't just have to be local location tags. It can be when you're out and about and you're traveling. Just always get in the habit of putting in your location tag. Even if you're just at a restaurant and you're going to tag what restaurant you're at, just always do it. It's really, really good practice. So let's get into stories. You should ideally be posting a story every day. With posts, maybe once every couple days is good, but stories are a good way to keep your audience engaged. Even if you haven't posted anything for a while on your feed, it reminds your patients that you're still there. And your stories are a great way to pass along so many types of different information. You can offer deals and incentives off of your Instagram story. You can schedule updates and openings. Take the photo on the right here as an example of one way that you can be filling your calendar using just your Instagram story, letting people know what dates and times you have available and, crossing out the dates and times as people direct message you so that people know what's been claimed. And then it also just makes you look like super popular, so people want to get in to see you. You can also let people know about any holiday specials that you may be having, any changes in hours. We were talking before about how you can use hashtags on your story. So right here would be a good way to use that hashtag, and then it may populate in the public story for that hashtag, and geotagging your stories as well, because then it may show up in that location's public Instagram story. You can repost your followers and your patients. People love seeing themselves repost, and so it's a nice way to show that you're watching them and you like their content and it was good enough for you to share on your page. And it's just another way to engage with your patients and followers. You should always include a call to action in your stories, as you would with an Instagram post. Including a call to action is a great way to get people to respond to you and to start opening up a discussion or dialogue, and who knows, maybe they want to come in and see you. All of your stories, if there's something, they get erased after 24 hours. But if there is something that you really, really liked and you want it to stick around, you can actually mark it as a highlight. And it'll stay on your profile until you decide that you don't want it there anymore. There are so many benefits of going live on Instagram, but not everyone does this, and it's up to you and your personality type and if you think that you would be comfortable doing it. So Instagram rewards users who use all of Instagram's features, which means that if you use the going live feature, then it's going to reward you by posting your story first in the lineup of everyone's stories online. So whoever's live gets placed first. And so if I were to log on to Instagram and I look up at my stories and I want to start watching people's stories, yours would pop up first and it would alert me that you went live. And so obviously that could be the first one that I click on. But stories give you an opportunity to live answer Q&A. It's another way of further engaging with your patients and followers, which is what you want to be doing. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to fill your calendar using Instagram, but this is what you need to be doing in order to get there. A lot like stories, going live also expires after 24 hours. And it's important to remember that you can always delete your live stream after you've gone live if you don't want it to post to everyone. If you experimented and then you're like, I don't like the way that turned out, it doesn't have to post. You don't have to live in embarrassment. So let's move on. You want to keep your bio fresh all the time. Make sure that there's updated links. Make sure that your clinic address, email, and phone are all listed in there. Make sure that if you are using hashtags in your bio, that they're relevant to who you are and what your business is. Make sure your business is quick and informational. You don't want to overcrowd it. It should just be precise and to the point, and it should look a little aesthetically pleasing. For your links, I need to stress that it's good to always have the link to your website or to your calendar in your bio. But every now and then, you might want to change the link if you posted a blog article that you want everyone to read and you're directing people to your bio. Then they can click on the link in your bio and it will be updated. And then you can switch it back to your clinic website when you're ready. But just always keeping your links updated. Once you reach 10,000 followers, you have the luxury of posting links in your story. And so once you get there, you'll probably be a little more Instagram savvy, so you may already know this. But what you would do then is that you would invite your followers to swipe up. You've probably seen this already, where someone's like, swipe up to watch this video or swipe up to read this article. And you're able to post a link directly to your story. But in the meantime, before we're at 10,000 followers, we need to make do with just keeping our links in our bio updated. So another thing that we can do in order to help grow your audience, therefore increase likeliness of people reaching out to you to fill your calendar, you need to offer some deals and incentives. This is a great way to perk people up and get them interested in listening. So you can do contests and giveaways, doing like the whole tag a friend thing. You may have seen other businesses do this where they'll say like this post and tag 2 friends to be entered in this giveaway for a chance to win like 1 free cosmetic acupuncture or something like that. Really, the opportunities are endless with that. It's really up to you and what you offer at your clinic and how you want to use the opportunity to use a deal or incentive to get more people paying attention to you. Sometimes you see people posting like, hey, if I get to 5,000 followers this month, then I'm going to be giving away this. And so that's another fun way to grow your audience and to also grow your patient pool. Always posting a huge headline about it and then telling them that there's a strict deadline gets people moving. People want free stuff, they want rewards, and they want to engage and they want to feel included. So deals and incentives, giveaways, contests, stuff like that on your Instagram are a great way to conduct your business just solely on Instagram. We're going through a lot of stuff about gaining followers in order to grow your patient pool. And it's important to remember that this is your business profile, not your personal account. So people do want to see like a little glimpse into your world, but you should always be putting your best foot forward. Just try to keep it business casual, I guess. You only repost your followers when it's appropriate. And, you can share testimonials and patient stories, stuff like that. I'm not saying it can't be personal at times, but just try to remember that you're not just their friend, you're their acupuncturist. You are a business person to them, and they want to see that from you. And so while they want to know you a little bit more on a more personal level, you have to be careful with how much we share of our personal lives. So staying in the loop on being an active user, it's watching for trends and always using the new features when new Instagram features come out. Like I said earlier, Instagram often rewards users who use a lot of their newer features or all of their features. Make sure that you're posting for every holiday, whether it's big or small. I know we're in Mental Health Awareness Month right now. So it's like that would be a good thing to post about. Just always staying on top of that kind of stuff and just staying active always. Posting at least once or twice a week if you can. Always engaging with your followers and patients. Congratulating other businesses when they have little work anniversaries and stuff like that. The more active you are, the more you engage, the more people are going to want to engage with you. So coming up, we have a bottoms-up tactical marketing discussion on qualitatively filling your schedule. So it's kind of like going to be a little sequel to this presentation. If you haven't checked out the resource room yet, go take a look at it. We've made a lot of updates and changes. It looks really pretty. And just let us know if you have any other topics from a marketing or formula perspective that you want us to cover. But thank you guys all so much for listening in to our Instagram class webinar, how to fill your calendar using Instagram. Let us know if you have any questions. Feel free to reach out to us if there's anything that you feel we didn't cover, or if you have any additional questions following this presentation, then just reach out to us. Let us know. We'd be happy to answer any questions. Okay. Thank you for stopping by. Thanks for listening. Bye.